Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Gregory Martire. So we're talking today about real estate investment loans. There are many and they are vast. So traditionally it's 25% down or 20% down, but I've got some great news. You don't need to do that. So there are different types, different styles, but let's go over just a few of them, okay? So let's start with the one that is the no appraisal hard money loan. Yep, once you pick yourself up from falling off your chair, give me a call. I'll get you connected with our real estate investment mortgage broker extraordinaire. All right, so no limit on the amount of loans that you have. In the past, in the future, perhaps, and even the present day, you might think you need to have a certain number of loans, or you might think you're maxed out if you have a certain amount of loans in your name. That's not the case anymore. The buck just stopped right here, and the buck should actually go back into your pocket now that we can get you more houses. HELOCs, anybody? You like a home equity line of credit and you're an investor? We got those for you too. Absolutely. Yes. Just like it sounds too good to be true, but it is true. Now, there are certain loan to income, or I should say loan to value ratios, 70%, 80%. Sounds pretty good to me. You want to get a line of credit against a property maybe you had for some time, or maybe you want to cash out refi, have an extra line of credit lying around to help you have some cash. Wouldn't that work well? All right, next up, speaking of cash out refi, no time limits. That's right. You can have a simultaneous closing. You don't need to season the loan any longer. So you can buy the house in cash, maybe using a line of credit, maybe using cash, and refinance it immediately. You don't have to wait. You don't have to starve. You don't have to hold your breath. Refinance as soon as you can, as soon as you want. 75%, 80% of value. Yep, we can do that too. I say we, I'm taking credit. It's not necessarily me, but hey, I got the hookup, I got the connection. So you got to go through me to get the house. Actually, you don't have to do that. I'm glad to share the information with all investors, all fellow investors, and fellow mankind. All right, we talked briefly about no appraisal needed for hard money loans. Yep, I said it again. All right, pick yourself up again. What about 1 hour hard money loans? 1 hour? Yes. If you need a certain amount of money for an hour, like maybe you're wholesaling a deal, or maybe you're liquid in some other asset that needs to close first, and then you can transfer the funds later. If you need some bridge money or some money for a short amount of time, we got you covered there too. All right, I know what you're thinking. The rates are going to be astronomical. Not necessarily. No, the rates are competitive. Now, rates are higher for an investment property than they are for you as a traditional buyer. So if you're going to live in the house, that's even better for you. We get you a lower rate. But we can get you rates that are very competitive. Certainly, there are rates that are even lower. That's right, I said it, you heard it, lower than the rates that you're seeing out there in the marketplace. Even lower, sometimes, than an owner-occupied property. How's he gonna do that, you might think? These are adjustable rate mortgages, so the rate will adjust. Now, it usually does move with prime. That's, again, a basic templated version of it, but it could also adjust after a certain amount of time. 5 years, 7 years, 2 years, 3 years. So the rates will adjust within time. The goal is to get your payment where you want it to be, so the asset becomes producing for you. Cash flow, anybody? Hello, is that my favorite word? Might be ribeye. I'm not sure, but anyway, cash flow is where it's at. Adjustable rate mortgages will work. Or maybe you just want to pay interest only. Yes, we can help you find an interest-only product. Now, I hear you right now in my ears, and I can hear what you're saying. Oh, I have to provide all kinds of documentation, and I get paid in very creative ways, and I've got multiple properties, and this isn't going to work for me. Yes, it is. Absolutely going to work for you. I promise you that. In fact, there are programs that don't require any documentation at all. That's right. No doc. Don't have to prove what you make. Run your credit. They look at the asset. We're in business. Sometimes they don't even care as much about your credit as they do about the property itself. Maybe you do make commissions. Maybe you are a very great realtor. Maybe you're the second best realtor in the world. I happen to know the first. Okay, I'm a little bit biased, but maybe you get paid in a creative way, or you get commissions, or you're a 1099 employee, and what is on your tax return isn't necessarily how it really looks in real life, or as you can imagine, your bank statements can prove a better picture. We've got you hooked up with a asset-based loan using your bank statements as proof. of income. Oh, you didn't want to put a house in your name? Not a problem. We've got LLC loans all across the gamut, everything I just mentioned, and then some. When you're into a commercial product where not a traditional, where it's in your name, it's a product where it's in the name of your LLC or in the names of multiple LLCs. Perhaps you've got a joint venture happening or a partnership or something. Or maybe you don't want to pay taxes right away. Hey, who wants to pay tax? If you want to pay taxes, raise your hand. I'd like to hear it. But anyway, nonetheless, LLC loans, not a problem. There is a whole gamut of loans. Is that a word? Anyway, there's a ton of loans based on the asset itself. They don't even care about you. They care about the asset. Now, one of my favorites is DSCR. If you know what DSCR means, all right, I'll tell you in a minute, but why don't you hit the comment down below and tell me what you think that is. Are you ready? Are you going to write this down? Debt service coverage ratio. In other words, I don't care about you, I care about the asset. And I will loan you money based on the debt service coverage ratio. It's all math, folks. It's all in the math. So you still need some money to put down, but guess what? They don't care about anything else. And guess what? You can take that money from a line of credit. Oh, interesting, right? So if you're tracking with me, we get you the line of credit, which now you can use as your down payment on an asset, and we don't even care about your credit or if you have any income. Reserves. Boy, is he very reserved. That's what they say about me. Said no one ever. But if you're wondering, I don't have a lot of cash reserves. Well, we can use security deposits as reserves. Now, you can't spend your security deposits. I did not say to do that. In fact, it's a big no-no, especially in the state of Pennsylvania, but it is cash reserves. Could be looked at it as is, as that, such. Yes, I think you know what I mean. So, something else that's very interesting, fun, happy, lines of credit can be used as cash reserves. Boy. And just when you thought it wasn't your birthday today, I've got the best birthday present ever for you. Actually, I got two presents. First one is these particular loans that we're talking about are brokered by a very special group of people that will actually work with you. They'll actually try. They'll actually sit with you. They'll actually listen. You're not a number. You're a person. And with them and I, as part of your team, you really can't go wrong. So you have a situation where you're wondering, will it work? Give us a call. Shoot me a text. Send me an email. Send me a letter. We do have a fax machine as well. If you wanted to do it that way, you can also holler, but hit us up. Let's go over some scenarios. There's no obligation. There's no cost, but you will be happy once you talk with us because we'll be happy because we'll be talking to you. These mortgage brokers, loan officers, commercial lenders, however we want to call it, fine American, fine upstanding individuals will work tirelessly with you. They'll also help tweak your personal financial statements, meaning tell you what it needs to say so you can go back and make it so. I'm not saying we're going to doctor up paperwork. That's a huge no-no. That is fraud, or is it fraud? Either way, it's bad, but we're going to be able to direct to say, this is what we need certain things to say. So maybe we have to go shuffle some funds around. Maybe we have to raise some rents. Maybe we have to pull some money out of other areas. We're going to make it work so the lenders will see what they want to see, and then you'll get what you want to get, and hey, everybody's happy. Don't worry about what your credit score is. We've got credit scores thrown out the window here. We've got loans for any credit score. You have no credit? Not a problem. Have great credit? Not a problem. You have in the middle of the road credit? That's a problem. Just kidding. That's not a problem. All right, so hopefully you found this information useful. And if you didn't, I'd like to know. If you did, I'd like to know. Now, you've got to check out this video on investing in Philadelphia real estate now. Hope you found this video useful. While you're finding things useful, find that subscribe button, find the comment button, ding, ding the bell, hit us a comment, hit us an email, hit us a text, hit us a carrier pigeon, hit us a fax. Happy to help in any way we can. Thanks so much for stopping out. Have a great day, everybody.